To this day, I still get comments telling me I'm not Jewish on my video talking about my conversion to Judaism. I have a Jewish father, I converted, I observe the holidays fully.
No one can tell you or should tell you what you are or who you are. I stand with you. I don't know what type of conversion you got, but if you are converting and you are Jewish, then I welcome you to the family. And I like the other point that you made.
We are such a small people globally, and I truly think this level of exclusion only hurts us. Especially in a time of rising anti-Semitism, unity is more important than ever.
That is absolutely true. We have to stand together. We stood together at Sinai when God delivered the law with one heart and one people. We should be the same now when it counts the most.
I literally woke up and everyone thinks I'm Jewish now. It's insane. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not Jewish. I was so confused. And why is it so controversial? Why is it so controversial? All right, guys. I'm Christian. My Bible is right here. I praise God. I worship God. Jesus is King.
This is the Jewish homeland, and that they have every right to be there, that they're the indigenous people, and that the people who are there are these Arabs who've come from other places, and that they shouldn't be there. And so I want to play this for you. This is Naftali Bennett. He has been the opposition of Netanyahu. He's many think would be the next prime minister, and yet these are the types of things he believes. He has this 3-minute, he says this is a 3-minute, 3 minutes of the history of Jews and Zionism. Let's watch what he has to say, and then we're going to break it down.
I'll do something I've never done, and I'll try in 3 minutes to do the history of Jews and Zionism, starting now. The Jewish people first entered the land of Israel 3,300 years ago, and everyone can read that in the Bible. Assuming you don't believe the Bible, then you can look at archaeology, which shows evidence of about 3,000 years ago. There's no dispute that...
Hold on a second. I want to pause this. Let me just go ahead and do a pause. So let's back this up just for a second. So he says, let's go ahead and play this.
Then you can look at archaeology. Jewish people first entered...
there it is. The Jewish people first entered... So he's saying the Jewish people first entered...
Jewish people first entered the land of Israel 3,300 years.
Okay, so they came from somewhere else, right? So he's going to tell us this is why the Jewish people belong here. This is why these other people don't belong here. And he's saying, first of all, the people were here. They came to the land 3,300 years ago. And if you don't believe the Bible, then you can believe archaeology. They came to the land 3,000 years ago. So there were people already there. This wasn't, in the Bible, it even says this wasn't like desolate, just empty land. There were people that were there, the Canaanites, and that Abraham showed up with his family. So where does scholars say Abraham came from? Well, scholars say that, says the Bible states that Abraham was raised in Ur of the Chaldeans. Most scholars agree that that area was the Sumerian city of, anyway, they say it's about the city where Abraham comes from is about 200 miles southeast of Baghdad. I can't pronounce all the names, but 200 miles southeast of Baghdad in lower Mesopotamia in what is now modern day Iraq. So he comes from Iraq. That's where Abraham comes from. That's where the Jewish people come from, because it was Abraham's children. He had 13 children, 12 of them boys, one of them a girl. So there was the 12 tribes of Israel. And that's the Jewish people. Some of that is the Jewish people. So they didn't even come from there, but he's admitting that, but he's saying, but let's keep watching.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How are you doing? I'm hoping that you are doing great from whatever you're watching me from. In today's video, I want to dive into something that I rarely do, but at the same time, I think it's the moment of the truth. And as the saying goes, the truth sets everyone free. Say the truth and you'll be free. Majority of white people have been living lies of their identity, because they've grown knowing themselves as the true Jews. Well, it turned out as they're not the true Jews. what they think they are Jews. Those that think that they are Jews are in fact not even Jews. They belong to a group called the Ashkenazi Jews. But again, what's the big difference between the two? White people are coming to understand that they're not even stepping closer to being Jew, at least for majority of them. But that's not just that. Brothers and sisters, I'll just watch this video. We are seeing white people getting surprised, learning their true identity, getting to understand that they are not tied to all this. They have been living a lie. But it also becomes so much difficult for them to now starting to accept the other truth. Brings us to cognitive dissonance. When you live a life that is filled with full of lies, because for them, they believed that being a Jew is being rich, is being of a higher class, is being of a person that, owns a lot of things. Being a Jew was being of another class, not just white, but being a white Jew. Now that made it even more classier. So brothers and sisters, as the truth gets out, I just watch this video and I'll be back. For those watching for the first time, I'm your host and presenter Ejidok Stories, and thank you for taking your time watching my videos. If you're watching it for the first time, I'm just asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. But until then, let's get into it. I'll be back.
Guys, I just found out that I come from a Jewish family. So you know how most people have pictures of their family members hanging up around their house? When I was growing up, there was this one picture of a white lady that used to scare the hell out of me because she had these big bluey green eyes and they just used to just follow me wherever I went. And I used to stand at the picture doing this. I was actually terrified of her and I was too scared to ask my dad who it was because I just felt like it was awkward. So as most of you know, I've been away in America for a couple of years. So when I came back and saw her picture, I was like, oh no. So I finally asked my dad who it was. And it turns out she's my great Jewish Syrian grandmother. So this is my great Jewish Syrian grandmother. I could have been lipless. She got paperclip lips. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that because she's gonna haunt me. I'm sorry.
I literally woke up and everyone thinks I'm Jewish now. It's insane. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just not Jewish. I was so confused. And why is it so controversial? Why is it so controversial? All right, guys. I'm Christian. My Bible is right here. I praise God. I worship God. Jesus is King.
Shalom, kitty titties. Today we are discussing celebrities I was shocked to find out are not Jewish. First and most shocking, Martin Short. Okay, I think this one has to do with comedy writers, comedians are often associated with being Jewish because a lot of them are, okay? Like Don Rickles, Rodney Dangerfield. Don Rickles is Jewish, right? Anyway. Yeah, he's not Jewish. He's talked about it before that he's been mistaken for a Yid. He's not. Seth Meyers, another person you would think is a Jew, but he's completely not. I think it's the fact that he's a comedian, he lives in New York, and we could be related, so. This is a little bit of a curveball to me. Liza Minnelli gives such Jewish vibes. Obviously, she's the daughter of Judy Garland, she's not Jewish. But I just see her as like, my crazy Aunt Deborah who lives in Manhattan and she comes to Seder on Pesach. Like, it's the haircut, it's the vibe, it's the makeup. She's a Yid. You know what I think it is? I think I'm associating Barbara Streisand with like Broadway songstress. So therefore, Patti LuPone must be Jewish and Liza Minnelli must be Jewish, but they're not. This one actually is shocking because this is Norman Jewison. He directed Fiddler on the Roof. He passed away last year, sadly, and his last name was Jewison, and he was not a Jew. Go figure. I was shocked to find out that Alan Alda was not Jewish. It's the name, but I learned from watching Oh Hello on Broadway, John Mulaney, Nick Kroll, that Alan Alda, his real name is Alfonso d'Abruzzo. So, not a Yid. You know what this is? This is a list of Italian people that I've mistaken for Jewish people. And I think Tony Bennett, my Zadie, may his memory be blessing, loved Tony Bennett. So I think that's where I'm getting it, but I always thought, oh, Tony Bennett's Jewish. Tony Bennett! Finally, we have Josh Groban, Jay Grobes. My first crush and my first ever concert, I think I was like 5 years old. My family took me to see Josh Groban, and kids made fun of me in school for liking Josh Groban because they had no taste. Anyway, Josh Groban looks like any guy you went to camp with. His name could easily be Ben Solomon, but he's not Jewish. And that's it. Let me know if you thought my list was accurate and any other celebrities you thought were Jewish but are not. Okay, bye!
Growing up, when I said I was Jewish, people would tell me, no you're not, you're white. And if they didn't erase me outright, they'd pivot to something worse. Oh, so you killed Jesus. Or maybe all those bad things that happened to your people, the pogroms, the Holocausts, maybe that was because of your own doing. They stripped me of my own identity 1 minute, then weaponized it against me the next. Too white to claim my culture, too Jewish to be safe in whiteness. And when that happens long enough, when the stories, the rituals, the language of your ancestors are treated as disposable or shameful, you start to feel cultureless. Like your heritage is something you're not allowed to celebrate and not allowed to forget. That's how racialism works. It doesn't just take away your history. It convinces you it was never yours to begin with.
In a few recent videos that I posted, I have been accused of being a Jew. And I'm sorry to tell the haters, but I am not a Jew. I am wearing a Star of David necklace. You could see it in a few videos. However, I am not wearing this Star of David for religious reasons. In fact, even though I am studying Judaism, this is literally 0% to do with me studying Judaism, why I wear this necklace. I wear this necklace in solidarity, to show my solidarity with the Jewish community. There's literally no religious reasons at all. However, there's one exception to me saying I'm not a Jew. I am not a Jew. However, if you accuse me of being a Jew with the intent of any kind of anti-Semitic intent, then I am a Jew.
She would say the lived experience as a black person of racism is different, for example, from the racism that somebody like me who's a Jew would have experienced. Now, most people would say you should never say that there's a hierarchy of racism. And that the implication of what she said is that there's a hierarchy. I'm sure she would deny that that's what she meant, but that's what came across.
But there is a hierarchy in racism. There's a racism that those of us who exist in skin that we can't hide experience. Then there is a prejudice that you experience as a Jewish person, but also being white. No one knows you're Jewish when you walk down the street. Not a single soul knows you're Jewish. And to the contrary, worldwide, especially in the UK and America, it benefits you in many circumstances to be a part of that community when it comes to financial sectors, entertainment sectors, in various arenas. Whereas me being a black man, I will always be black first. And then even worse, a black woman will always be black and a woman. So no white man, no white presenting male will ever experience the type of racism that any black woman would ever experience anywhere in the world.
We'll have to pay taxes.
We've never had
the whole concept is no taxation without. We have had a white male president. We've had like 45 of them.
Whether Jews count as white or not has been sort of an object of debate for quite a while. We do. Okay.
You do.
So, I mean, it depends according to whom, and that's a pretty recent development. Okay, so.
Basically everyone. It's a religion.
Judaism
do you not agree that you are a white man?
I mean, I think that it depends on the context in which you're discussing it.
Being black means you're a part of one of the most ostracized, oppressed, and hated communities in the world, while also being the center of the world's inspiration for culture, art, and expressionism. It's a wild dichotomy to live in, to see how everyone loves to emulate being black, no matter where you are, and being hated simultaneously. And that shows in various things, like in Europe, how they love to dress up as Africans and go to African festivals and eat African food. To America, white people loving rap music, loving the food, loving the cookout, loving the dances, loving everything about various aspects of our culture, but then hating us at the same time. You will never experience that. And this is not me saying that Jewish people don't experience any type of hate, because they do, obviously, in this world. And historically, that's true. But in 2025, you will never experience racism like a black person will. And Jewish is not a race. It is a religion. And you are a white man of Eastern European descent who happens to be Jewish. Let's not conflate the two. This is how we're in the predicament we're in now.
The truth is, converts are ethnic Jews, and nobody outside of the tribe gets to tell anybody inside the tribe whether they're in the tribe or not, ethnically or religiously. Welcome back to your regularly scheduled monthly reminder that converts are ethnic Jews. Judaism is an ethno-religion. There are only a handful of ethno-religions in the world, Judaism being the most commonly known one. We are a closed practice. I converted to an entire tribe, to an entire community who said, yes, we recognize you from Mount Sinai. As a reminder, since you don't know, ethnicity, by definition, includes more than just DNA. Does it include DNA? Yes, absolutely. It also is defined by shared values, shared religion, shared language, shared traditions, shared customs, shared everything. I traded my entire life, how I pray, how I eat, what I eat, how I speak, the language I use, the holidays that I observe. I traded the entirety of my life for a life as a Jew. Everything that I do is informed by my Judaism. And my tribe looked at me and they said, yes, we recognize your soul from Mount Sinai. Welcome home. I am an ethnic Jew. And if you converted to Judaism, not you, Sarah, if you, anybody watching this, converted to Judaism and you came out of the mikveh, you are also an ethnic Jew because you are practicing our tribe's practices. And do not let anybody outside of our tribe tell you who you are. Am Yisrael Chai.
You think I never said I was.
Where are you from?
I'm from Israel.
Oh, Israel. What kind of Jewish are you? Are you Ashkenazi, Sephardic, Mizrahi?
Sephardic.
So you originally come from Spain.
I originally come from Judea.
But Sephardic means Spanish, right?
Yeah.
I came from Spain.
Yeah, but all Jews come from Judea.
That's true. You do look like a real Jew, because some Jews don't look Jewish. Like, you look like an actual Jew.
Ashkenazi Jews are just as Jewish as me, same as Mizrahi Jews, same as Ethiopian Jews, same as Russian Jews. All of us originally from Judea.
No, that's not true. First of all, Ashkenazi Jews are white.
No, they're not.
They're Jewish converts.
No, they're not.
They converted a long time ago.
Judaism is not a religion where you proselytize like Islam and Christianity. It's very difficult to go through an Orthodox conversion. It takes a long time. You have to get denied 3 times before you actually convert. The majority of the people never finish the conversion process.
That was back. That's not nowadays.
That's always. That's always.
Ethiopian Jews are not real Jews either. They converted.
Why are you saying they're not real Jews?
Because they converted. They're not Jewish. The real people of Moses look similar to Levantine Arabs.
That is not correct. You know that you can only be considered Jewish if your mother is Jewish?
I do know that, yes.
You know that that some Jewish women were back in the day, and the kid who comes out white because the male has stronger genes is still Jewish because the mother is Jewish, because that's how Jewish law is.
Jake, after your last march in Dearborn, Michigan, a lot of people said you're a Jew. What's a Jew doing leading all of this? Are you a Jew?
No, I'm a Christian, born-again Christian, raised Irish Catholic, never even been inside a Jewish temple in my life. My mom is Russian Jewish by...
That's all you need to know, dude. Born again, my nuts.
Because I've never been to a temple. I've only been to the wall of the greatest temple in that faith.
Yeah, I only went to the wall, held up a book, and wrapped my entire arm like this.
Yet again, a day of being a Jewish person who looks like me, where you're too white for some and not white enough for others. This in the middle thing is really fun. It's great. Highly, highly recommend it.
Hello, Berg. How you feeling? I'm feeling okay. So, Berg, I was talking to Cheryl, and she told me that a friend of hers went to high school with you.
Really?
Yes. I believe the name of the high school was St. Christopher's.
St. Christopher's, that's correct. That is my alma mater, yes.
Didn't know that they took Jews at St. Christopher's.
Oh, well, they don't. I mean, why would they, you know? Oh, I'm not Jewish.
Oh, you're not.
Did you think I was Jewish?
Yes, I did.
Because of Berg.
Yes, because of Berg.
Because of Berg,
Yes.
yeah. I've often wondered, you know, would people
really
think that?
Yes, and you did nothing to perpetuate that, did you?
Well, no, I mean, well, I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, how about on my birthday? Mazel tov, Larry.
Well, you're Jewish.
Yeah.
That's only respectful.
On the high holy days, I said, hey, you going to Templeberg? And you went, no.
Right, because I'm not Jewish, so why would I go to temple?
Right, like I'm a Jew, but not a practicing Jew.
Oy, Larry with this.
Oi, again, see?
It's an expression.
It's an expression.
It's an expression that
what
people
is this
use.
thing? A shofar. Why is this on your desk?
People give me gifts. They'll give me like that for my desk or the mezuzah that's on the door.
What are you, by the way?
Well, I'm Swedish.
I got a Swede lawyer? She's gonna get everything.
You got a good lawyer. You got the best lawyer, Larry.
Every single Jew is an Israeli. I come from a civilization that is 4,000 years old. My people, the Jewish people, were kicked out of our land, Judea, the nation of Israel, and forced to settle in places like North Africa and in Europe, where we were never accepted. And because of this, and because of our love of our indigenous land, we have never gave up on the dream of coming back home. The place that birthed our culture, the place that birthed our people. And because of that, Jews have maintained a continuous presence in the land of Israel for a millennium. People don't seem to recognize that. We have made up the majority in Israel in several different population census prior to the re-establishment of our nation. We are the only indigenous group in history to reclaim and decolonize our land. So when a Jew books that ticket to Israel, I always say, welcome back home.
To this day, I still get comments telling me I'm not Jewish on my video talking about my conversion to Judaism. I have a Jewish father, I converted, I observe the holidays fully.
No one can tell you or should tell you what you are or who you are. I stand with you. I don't know what type of conversion you got, but if you are converting and you are Jewish, then I welcome you to the family. And I like the other point that you made.
We are such a small people globally, and I truly think this level of exclusion only hurts us. Especially in a time of rising anti-Semitism, unity is more important than ever.
That is absolutely true. We have to stand together. We stood together at Sinai when God delivered the law with one heart and one people. We should be the same now when it counts the most.
Most of the Israelis are not actual Semites. They're from fucking Europe. They're Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews. And they did the DNA studies. 80% of the Palestinians are like actual Semites that are linked to that land. Right. And like 97% of the Israelis are not. And then you find out that DNA testing is illegal in Israel. Like you have to get a court order to get a DNA test. The owner of 23andMe is Jewish, you know, but they don't allow that there. In the US, it's open borders. In the UK, it's open borders. It's race mixing. It's, you know, diversity this, diversity that.
Right.
Not in fucking Israel. Show me how many fucking Jewish Israeli women are married to black guys.
Yeah.
And show me how many fucking Israeli men are married to black women. It's like it doesn't happen that.
Like you can tell you're like half Italian.
Are your mom and dad both Jewish?
My mom is. His dad's Italian, bro.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're not even really Jewish.
I celebrate the holidays, and I am Jewish.
Why don't you claim Italian? Because being a Jew gets you so many doors open. Oh my God.